Alright, hey, what's up everyone? So today we're going to be looking at green and red Escanor to determine which one's better. Spoiler alert, it's red Escanor. So this video is kind of to reinforce your decision on who to vote for, so that you don't end up wasting your votes on him, and instead you choose, like a good unit, like red Darieri, Ludocio, Tarmio, like those ones, right? Sariel as well. So, basically, we're going to be looking at their combat class, how much damage they do in training, and then we're also going to take them into some PvP ungeared matches and see how well they fare. So, let's start with Red Escanor. Now, Red Escanor, he has a Amplify card, and then he has a card that removes alt gauge from everyone, which I think is great. And then his ult is the same exact thing as Green Escanor. What his unique does, and it applies an effect on the hero which increases HP related stats by 50% at the start of battle for 3 turns. So this is pretty good. Yeah. Now, Green Escanor, he has, he just basically does a lot of damage. He's a 500%, and then he has this, which does Ignite. Now, I will say, well, it also removes buffs. I will say Green Escanor, I think with a bunch of Ignites stacked, will do a lot of damage. Definitely out damage Red Escanor, but here's the thing. 2 things. Number 1, Red Escanor has Amplify, so you could throw him with a unit that buffs, and he'll be doing more damage. That, and if you're facing an enemy in PvP, getting probably more than 4 Ignites isn't that likely. Yeah. Real quick, they all have the same costumes, weapons, like, it's the same unit. Also, this is their gear. So this is the gear I'm going to run on both of them. So you could look at it now. It's not fully maxed out, but, you get the point. They're both Super Awakening 5, so, we will go and see we equipped Red Escanor's gear, and then we're going to go try out Green Escanor real quick. Green Escanor CC is 42,436, while if we go and look at Red Escanor CC, it's 42,680. Another thing to know, both of them are 6'6", so this is going to be fair on the ultimate department. Yeah. So we're first going to look at Green Escanor, see how he fares, and then we're going to look at Red Escanor. So Green Escanor, like I said, he'll do a lot of damage, but I don't know how much exactly he would do compared to him. So we're gonna take a look at this. So this is his level 3. This is 500%. So let's see how much damage this does. Okay, so 58,000. Now that's without a crit. We'll do it one more time to see if we can get a crit. Alright, we did crit. So 87,925. That is a lot of damage. Now let's look at his base level 3 Cool Sun. So he's doing about 40k damage. That's with 2 Ignites. Let's see if we can crit. Okay, so with a crit, it's 57,944, so about 58k. Now we're gonna try it with the 4, 66,402, and then now we're going to use this one, doing about 83. And then let's see if we can get a crit. Yep, okay, 124. So obviously, Green Escanor, with the Ignites, is really good. He does a lot of damage. But again, if you getting more than 4 Ignites, I don't see that happening. Yeah. So let's try out his combined ult with Merlin. See how much damage this does. So with a crit, it's 237. Now let's try it with the 4 Ignites. So now he has 4 ignites, and now we're gonna see. So without a crit, he's still hit for almost 230k. We're gonna keep doing this until we get a crit. That way we could. Okay, so 331k. So obviously, Green Escanor is doing big damage. But now we get to actually see what Red Escanor does. Now, granted, in this showcase, Green Escanor will just be straight up doing more damage due to the ignites that I factored in. But we did get to see him without the ignites. Now, here's Escanor's level 3. So he does about 95k. We're gonna do it one more time to see if he crits a little more. 94. Okay, one more time. So you can see he's sitting around that 100k mark. And if you remember, Green Escanor was sitting around that 80k mark. Now here's his charge and fire. Now this is an AoE attack. So doing about 45k. It also depletes ultimate move gauge, so I do think it's just better. At level 3, depletes 3 ultimate move gauge. Now let's try the Merlin attack. 283 with a crit. Let's try it again. 270. One more time. 278. So even though he's not hitting that 330 like Green Escanor was, we don't actually have a buffing unit. Yeah. Also, he lost his passive for some reason. Give me a second. We're gonna hop right back in this. Not that it's actually gonna matter any with the HP buff, but I guess we'll just see it one more time. 175k. Okay, so that's without a crit. Now, like I said, he's not doing as much damage as Green Escanor was with the 4 ignites, but overall his cards are just better and he can be buffed, right? So depleting ultimate move gauge orbs is just better than filling your own ult gauge. Sure, Escanor hits super hard. Also, being able to hit hard and deplete ultimate move gauge is just better. So yeah, we're gonna hop right into some PvP matches with both of them and try them out. Right, so we're actually able to find an opponent, and so they're running the one team. So this team is Red Escanor, Blue Easton, and Green Gother. Basically, Blue Easton is here to buff Escanor to get the most out of his passive. And now some might say, well, that's not fair because Green Escanor can't be buffed. Well, Green Escanor disabling himself to be buffed is just part of his kit. And basically, it's not Red Escanor's problem. Red Escanor just does it in his kit. So overall, it's just better than what Green Escanor would be. So, okay, right here, we can combine Easton cards, do this, and then see how much damage he does to Gother. Alright, so he's buffing attack-related stats, 23k, okay. Not great amount. I am running crit chance food, and I will be running that for the Green Escanor team as well. But I'm just trying. This is a really bad matchup, by the way. The one is not good against, or like the Red Escanor is not good against the one, and they out CC'd me by like 30k, which is not good. But either way, you know, take what I can get. So at this point, we'll just do this, move their ult, and then try to do more damage with Gother, or to Gother. Alright, still 23k. Okay. This is interesting. It's not doing a ton of damage with his single target, but we'll see how it fluctuates in another match. Alright. Unfortunate. Red Escanor has been killed. So I think this is a total loss. So we're just going to hop into the next match, and hopefully we can get a good pairing. Alright, so hopping into another match, we're facing a Amelia Gother and Merlin team. So we'll actually be able to see how much damage Escanor does against... well, actually Merlin would not be good. Let's see how much damage he does against Amelia with type disadvantage, but we'll see. So he does have a rank 2 now. Alright, 32k, already doing a lot more than he did last match. So he has the Amplify, and Blue Easton here is going to be supporting him. He doesn't take a ton of damage. Oh, that's really bad. The only problem with him could be that his buffs actually wear off, and then when stuff like that happens, you can't buff him anymore. So this is again really bad. Hopefully we can pick it up in the rest of this match, because so far this is going terribly. Okay, this is really bad. We're just gonna hop into the next match and hope that we can get a good, get a good game. Alright, so we got another match. This time it's against a demon team. So there are 2 green units, and we can't really get restricted. So overall, it's actually looking pretty good. We're going to, let's attempt to kill Assault Mode Meliodas. Thankfully, they don't actually have Festival Zeldris. They're running Red Zeldris at 36k with a bunch of crits. Our attack does go down though, so that's pretty bad. But we're able to remove Alt Gauge and hopefully tank. Okay, so we didn't take as much damage as I thought we would. Alright, going for the kill on Easton, but doesn't get it. So it's good for us. So here's a level 3. And now this level 3 is going to actually remove his Alt Gauge, which is great. Already, it just, like, Green Escanor just can't do, like, what Red Escanor does. I think he's far more suited for, like, PvP, while Green Escanor, I can see the use in PvE. But even then, Red Escanor actually has use in PvE as well. Okay. So, I guess we'll just do this and then dissolve. Fortunately, we did not get a Red Escanor card, but hey, it's whatever. We need a cleanse. This is not the best team to go against, but it is a pretty good showcase of Green Escanor, or sorry, Red Escanor's actual utility. Because though he can't do a lot of damage here, he can remove Alt Gauge, stop them from doing, possibly more damage. So that's good. I did not mean to do that. We're gonna do this, remove more Alt Gauge, and then let's try to go for the kill on Estarossa. Surprising that he hasn't actually used Estarossa's taunt at all this game, but it sounds like he has. I'm gonna do a lot of damage there, but as you can see, Escanor does have, quite a bit of buffs. Looks like he's going to take away my Alt Gauge with Zeldris, and then... Okay. Yeah, so he's going to take away Alt Gauge with Zeldris. I'm hoping to, get at least... Wow. lot of damage. Hoping to at least get one ult in. Okay, so actually we'll do this, and then Astro's dead, so well, actually, it's an AoE. So we're going to remove Alt Gauge from Salmo Meliodas. So, oh, Blue Dairy, okay. So if you couldn't tell, Red Escanor definitely does have a few problems, and that is if you're up against enemies who can debuff like this, he can't do anything about it. Unless you're running a cleanse unit, there's not much you can actually do. But nonetheless, he's still a incredibly powerful unit. Hopefully this, yeah, this should kill. Hopefully his ult does kill, actually. It might not. Alright, it did. Okay. So we didn't get a crit. Should have defense up. Still 72k. It's pretty good. And then here, we'll be able to get that level 3 depletion for free, which is great. As you can see, he's doing pretty good damage, even with debuffs, and then he has ult again. A lot of damage actually done on Escanor, which is pretty bad. We are in a tough spot. Alright, we'll just do this. Granted, his single target, we don't actually have any buffs active, so that's also why he's not doing a ton of damage. So, as you saw in those few matches, Red Escanor is definitely good when put in the right situation. If there's someone who can debuff, or like if there's someone who can debuff, he's kind of screwed unless you have a cleansing unit. But by not bringing a cleansing unit on that team, you can definitely see where Red Escanor could fail. On the other hand, you'll see soon Green Escanor doesn't have that problem, because when he has full ult gauge, he cannot be debuffed, nor can he be buffed. So those are the Red Escanor matches. Overall, Red Escanor feels a little better because he can deplete ult gauge, and the first turn he does pretty good damage, but you'll have to see how much damage Green Escanor actually does. So we'll hop into those matches. Alright, so over here on Green Escanor's team, there isn't much we actually could have ran with him. The unit himself is pretty self-sustaining, but we ended up throwing Sariel on there because, why not? And then we kept Gothar on there, and then Lost Vein still in the back. First match, we're also facing the 1 team, so that's interesting. We're able to get a double rank up to see what his level 3 does, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully we can look at big damage. We'll do it against the 1 type disadvantage, but his single target doesn't do anything besides fill up the ult gauge, which some might think is good because his ult hits really hard. As you see, turn 2, we have his ult, which is great, but not always are you going to get that rank up, especially if you're like running him on pure human with the new bond that comes out, or even with Arthur. I think it's pretty slim chance that you'll be able to do that. So we can see he takes a lot of damage. Granted, that was a level 3 Lost Vein attack. Alright, Green Escanor's dead. He did not tank that well. I am running crit gear, just like I was with, or not crit gear, sorry, crit food. just like I was with Red Escanor. But yeah, so that was a pretty bad match as well for Green Escanor. So hopefully in the next one, it'll be better. Alright, so we're back in here again. Once again, we have the one team being on CC'd. So we're going second, and we will again have a level 3 single target, which is really good. It is nice that we're getting good card RNG with Green Escanor, but like I said, his single target doesn't actually do much. Granted, neither does Red Escanor's. All it does is amplify. But while Green Escanor's his second card, it does allow him to do kind of a lot more damage. He still, you know, your enemy's not gonna let you have probably more than 4, as most teams have something that can protect them from that many ignites. Unless, of course, you're running like the King team, where you just can't cleanse. Now, we're going to see here, if Merlin tries to freeze or King tries to stun, they actually can't. Which, I'll give it to Green Escanor. The fact that he can't be debuffed is great. Oh, okay, my bad. He's running, what's that, Green King? Yeah, Green King. Sorry. I thought he was running Blue King. I didn't actually pay attention. But anyway, okay, lag is really bad. Green Escanor is great with his alt rush, but I don't really know how to explain it. You saw the Red Escanor matches. He was taking away alt gauge. He was tanking pretty well. I think last match was not a good example for Green Escanor because he did have type disadvantage. And he was getting hit with a level 3 twice. Well, a level 3 once and then a level 2. So I don't actually blame it on him. Yeah. Alright. So you can see he took actually quite a lot of damage there. He's taking a lot of damage. And on top of that, he was frozen. Okay. So you can probably rush alt with him and hope that he gets rid of his debuffs. Well, I mean, like he will. Let's see how much damage he takes from this. Okay, he actually is not that beefy. He takes a lot of damage. I guess that's kind of how they balance him out, so that you know, you might be, you know, doing an ultimate every turn, but times like this where he just doesn't get good card RNG, it's whatever. It is bad that we haven't even gotten a Lost Vein card. See, with this 31k, he did do a crit on type neutral. Here is his ult, but he's definitely not going to survive this turn. Alright, let's see how much this does. Alright, I didn't quite catch that, but if he hadn't taken the like that much damage from both Merlin and King a turn prior, I think we would have been fine. But it is, he didn't, like, it was pretty bad. He didn't actually he didn't tank that well that match. So hopefully in the last one he will. Alright, so we got in the last match a Goddess Liz, Merlin, and Escanor team. I'm gonna be real, this does not look good for Green Escanor. I don't think anyone would survive this. So comparing Red and Green Escanor in this kind of match, neither of them would actually do well. Now, I want to get something straight. I'm not saying vote for Red Escanor, because you can't even. But I do think you should at least, you know, make a smart decision on who to vote for. Okay, so we're gonna single target the one. See how much damage he does. 21k. Okay. Mind you, Green Escanor also is getting a boost from Green Gother, because everyone on the team is a different race, while Red Escanor was not, because we had 2 teams. I really want them to actually attack Escanor to see how much damage he takes. Okay, so that was from Merlin's AoE. He didn't actually take as much as I thought he would, but it's still a fair chunk of damage. He took about as much as Gother, and Gother is pretty tanky. So, yeah. Alright, hold on a moment. Alright, sorry about that. They DC'd, but we're going up against a... What's this? Green or Red Escanor? Green Escanor. A Green Escanor, Green King, and Red Gother team. We'll be able to see how much damage he takes here. What are we looking at? Double rank up? Yep. Okay, so attack disabled. Alright, I guess we'll run for Green Escanor, because we do know that he has a level 2 card. Alright, 13k. Not the best damage. We have 1 Ignite on him. Next turn, we will, well, actually in 2 turns, we will have his single target. Okay. This is actually really bad. Like I said, now we can use a single target. Next turn we'll have his all 43k. Okay. Well, actually, ult's getting taken away, so hopefully we'll have his ult soon. Because I don't think this Green Escanor's actually gotten his ult off. Okay. See how much damage it does? Alright. If you couldn't tell, there was quite a difference. I will give Green Escanor the benefit of the doubt. Those were terrible matches that he actually played in compared to the terrible matches Red Escanor played in, but Red Escanor also actually like had one good match. But overall, you can see the numbers, and while Green Escanor does hit far harder than Red Escanor can just do more than Green Escanor can. Number one, he's a higher CC by like 200. That really doesn't matter much. Him depleting all gauge is insanely good compared to Escanor's Ignite. While Ignite's good, most enemies will be actually able to cleanse that. On top of that, his single target, while it doesn't do as much damage as a level 3 Green Escanor, it is still really good on a buff team. But all in all, Red Escanor is just a better pick than Green Escanor. He has more viability in PvP, and while he's not doing as much damage, is just better. His second card is just better, and that makes up for it. So yeah, please don't vote Green Escanor. It's looking pretty bad anyway, but still, if you haven't voted or done your second round yet, and you watch this video, please don't vote Green Escanor. We have a free-to-play, almost like a free-to-play better Escanor. On top of that, there's the one, which is better than both of them. So all in all, Red Escanor is just better. Green Escanor is still good. He's just not as good. He's not as versatile. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Sorry for the long video, but I wanted to get my point across. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment below. And any feedback, leave them in the comment below too. Make sure to hit that bell and subscribe, and then follow my socials. I will see you guys later. Peace out.